Hey, so today I had my 38-week appointment yesterday, and I just wanted to talk to you guys about that. But first, can we talk about this weather that we are having right now in Canada? It is April 21st. We have had like 20 degrees Celsius weather. I don't know what that is Fahrenheit. I've never been good at that conversion. But it has been like hot. We're talking like I was wearing some summer dresses because I was also just overheating from the pregnancy and stuff. So, I mean, probably most people were wearing like jeans and a long sleeve shirt, but no coats required. I've worn sandals many times in the last like couple of weeks, 3 weeks. And then we get this, which I'm actually totally okay with because I find that the little creek behind us looks so cute and so just like winter wonderland when it's all covered in snow. So I'm okay with it. It's just so random, really. But anyway, so yesterday was my 38-week appointment with the doctor. I didn't go last week just because of like Josh saying hey to his friend, coming into contact with him, and then that person coming into contact with someone who tested positive for COVID. Good news, Josh's friend tested negative, so we didn't have to go get COVID tests or anything. He was fine. We're fine. We did self-monitor. We had no symptoms whatsoever, so we were good there. And then, so I went to my doctor's appointment. My blood pressure was good. Over the last 4 to 5 days, though, I have been having, like, they're not really swollen, but they are, like, to me, they feel hot. My hands, sorry, what I was gonna say was over the last 3 or 4 days, my hands and my feet have been feeling really tight, hot, and swollen. And they don't look swollen, but to me, like, they are a little swollen. Normally, like, my veins and stuff pop out a little bit more, but they're a little not, like, they're padded. I don't know. But they just feel hot and tight and dry and itchy. And I don't know if that's like a side effect for high blood pressure, preeclampsia. That's just what I've been feeling. This morning is probably the worst it's been, swelling wise, but I can still get my wedding rings on and off. Now I have 3 of them, and I used to be able to like slide them all off at once. You can see like my fingers kind of like puffy beside the rings. So I used to be able to slide all 3 off, but I have to do it one at a time now. So they're not that swollen that I can't get my rings off. But that's one of the things I've been feeling right now. Right now, I guess I'm 38 weeks and 4 days. And then the other thing, again, just with how loose your pelvis is, this close to like giving birth and things like that, your pelvis is pretty loose. And I've been having some, like when I stand up, I was having a lot of pain. Well, it's now also doubling into sciatic pain. So that shooting pain down your leg, through your bum, things like that. So that really sucks. I did work at a physio clinic, and they tried to help a few women with this pain. I didn't see any difference after the treatment personally, so I don't know if that was just my clinic or just those people. You know, there's so many different variables in a situation like that, but honestly, because I'm so close to giving birth, like I'm 6 days away from being induced if I don't go early, that I'm not going to go waste my time, because I know how far out assessments book for physiotherapy and things like that. So I wouldn't, like, I'd maybe get an assessment, potentially one treatment, not worth my time right now. If the sciatic pain can like persists afterwards, I would probably go and seek some sort of intervention to help with it, whether that be like massage therapy, physiotherapy, chiropractor. I don't know, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Other than that, though, I've been feeling great. I was having actually a lot of heartburn for like the past few weeks. That's even subsided, especially at nighttime. I had to take 2 Tums before going to bed all the time. That subsided. The baby feels like it is dropping, but this is my 4th baby. So sometimes like you don't drop until you go into labor. This one I have noticed has been dropping though, because I can actually breathe again. My Braxton Hicks contractions that I was having a lot last week have basically subsided. Anyway, those are just kind of the symptoms. So at the doctor's appointment, we talked about how I was feeling. I basically told her I don't even care about the food situation anymore. I went and made some oat bars and some granola bars and some oat bars with chocolate chips, which I did make videos for. I'll link them in the description. If I can figure out how to make that like clippy thing come up here, then I might try and do that and just insert the 2 videos, because these oat bars are freaking amazing. I wanted to just eat the entire tray, but I somehow had some willpower and just quickly shoved them into a freezer bag and froze them for next week when we're in the hospital, so I can like just mow down on them then, because these are so amazing. They're like a copycat Starbucks oat bars, but they just taste so good. So they're definitely going to be a staple in my recipe book. But at the doctor's office, she did ask me if we wanted to do like a stretch and sweep, like a membrane sweep. And I was like, heck yes, yes. So we did that. She told me I was 1 centimeter dilated. If my body was ready, that I would basically start going into labor after the stretch and sweep. And ever since the stretch and sweep, I have been having like pretty, I would say like medium period cramps for me. I don't really get period cramps, so they're like kind of more on the like not severe pain, but they're painful-ish. And I did have a few, sorry, Joseph's trying to get up. I did have a few contractions after having that, and then I've just been like super crampy for the rest of yesterday, because my appointment was at like 9:40 in the morning. So all day yesterday I was just kind of cramping with a few contractions. Last night I just felt really crampy. I woke up this morning, I was still pretty crampy. So I'm actually going to be making the midwife's brew this morning, and basically trying to piggyback that on the back of all of this cramping and see if I can kickstart some consistent contractions and potentially have a baby, because I have to have a COVID test and I have to have it on Friday, so that way I can go into the hospital on Tuesday and show them whether I'm positive or negative and whether I get to wear a mask or not and all that fun stuff with COVID. And I'm really just trying to not have a COVID test. I haven't had to have one yet, and I don't really want to have one now. So I'm going to try and see if the midwife's brew will induce my labor, so that way I can cancel the appointment on Friday and not have to go get a cotton swab shoved into my brain. So I am making a separate video for the midwife's brew, so I will upload that completely separate, so that way you know how I'm making it, which I'm using the traditional recipe, what time I took it, what time I finished it, and then what happens over the next 24 hours. I do have enough castor oil to do it twice, I think. I don't know, but I think. So, and there are a couple of different recipes that I found. I'm going to try the traditional one first. If it doesn't work by tomorrow morning, then I'm going to try the other one tomorrow morning. I've seen so many different things on this, like eat before you do it, and then other ones are like have it on an empty stomach. And so, like I said, I'll go into detail when I'm doing that video of exactly how I've done it. So, but other than that, 38 weeks. Yes, Joseph. Yeah. Oh, okay. He's drinking his smoothie. This kid's obsessed with smoothies, which I'm so okay with. Yes. Yeah. Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers. Anyway, so other than just the side effects, I'm 1 centimeter right now, 38 weeks and 4 days, and if we don't have baby early, then on the 27th, I will be induced. Oh, and I have to go into labor and delivery at 3 p.m. on the 26th. They're going to check and see if I have dilated any further. And if I'm not quite like a 3 or 4, if I haven't dilated to that, they're going to put the balloon in, or the Foley catheter, I think is what it's called, or the Foley bulb or whatever. But they're putting the balloon in to dilate me over the night to get me to a 3 or 4. So when I go in on the 27th at like, I think it's 7 or 7:30 in the morning, that way I'm dilated to the 3 or 4 and they can start Pitocin. My plan, honestly, is I'm no hero, so if I can get an epidural, I will. I am totally going back and forth in my mind, though, of like, I've watched so many birth vlogs, and I'm like, oh, I might just try and hold out until like 6 centimeters and see if I can deal with the pain. And then I'm also like, I totally remember all the pain I went through in giving birth with Jonathan, and I don't want to experience that extreme pain again. So I'll probably get the epidural, but I am totally toying around with the fact of like, I want to like see how far I can get. But with being in a small town, we have one anesthesiologist in the entire hospital who is pretty much dedicated to surgeries and will run up in between surgeries to give epidurals, but you are not the primary patient in his mind or her mind, that position, the anesthesiologist's mind. They are more focused on surgeries and will give epidurals if they can. So we don't have like a dedicated anesthesiologist that is around labor and delivery all the time. So basically, like if I go in and I can have an epidural, you might as well take it because you might not be able to get one for like 8 to 10 hours later. And even though they're going to be in surgery for a few hours or a couple hours, sometimes that 2 hours turns into 4 or 5 hours. So, and then you might have like an emergency come in and then they need the anesthesiologist. So, I don't want to miss out on getting my epidural. And I've had like the pain medication through the IV, and it did nothing to touch the pain of Pitocin contractions. And I've tried gas and air, and again, that did nothing to touch the pain of the Pitocin contractions for me. So the only thing that made me not feel Pitocin contractions was an epidural. And I'm not trying to be a hero. So anyway, if anything happens baby-wise, I will update you. But other than that, I'm feeling pretty good. I do have a lot more energy. But I am going to try this midwife's brew, so I'll let you know how it goes. Have a good day, guys. I also did forget to update you with my doctor's appointment. When she did the membrane sweep, she did tell me that I have a bulging bag of water there. So I'm like half panicking as to whether this bag of water is going to break. And I really hope it does not break when I am in bed, because we don't have a mattress protector on right now, because we have one of those like Tempur-Pedic soft mattresses that are so heavy to lift up and try and put a protector on. So I might, I don't know, put like garbage bags or something under it until we have the baby. But I'm just hoping my water either doesn't break or doesn't break in the bed. So that's my added update.